Leave politics out of business, bro. Our business is the business of politics. We're building election systems and property systems and things that inevitably topple governments. You think this isn't political? It's the most political thing you can do in the world. When you get close to the money, politics gets deeply involved. You don't believe me? Look at Libra. Mark Zuckerberg poked the bear just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And it was the equivalent of coating himself in honey, stripping naked, going into the bear's den, grabbing the cub, and running with the cub as the mama bear chases him. And I remember at the time I said, "Run, honey man, run," because that's they're coming for you. You went for the U.S. dollar, now they're coming for you. Everything we do is political. You build a system for change, you're going to piss people off. You're going to get slandered, attacked, potentially imprisoned, maybe killed. That's what happens when the stakes are really high. Look what they did to Gaddafi the minute he thought about building a gold-backed currency in Libya. Everybody was cool with that dude when he was in secret prisons and state police and genocide and all kinds of horrible things, being just a whack job for 40 years. The minute he started fucking with the world financial order, he's an evil dictator that needs to be removed. Okay? When you change things, you take a risk. And yes, it's political. It's how it is. It's always been that way. The point of a revolution is that it's sufficiently large. It's like a cloud of locusts or a cicada. No matter how bad people want to take you down, they can't kill all the locusts. It just strips the land and it moves on. And that's what we're doing. Cardano is being built in a way to grow to a point where it becomes unstoppable because it's composed of millions of faceless people and it's resilient and it can't be censored or taken down. And it carries with it an economic philosophy, a political philosophy, power being pushed to the edges, a way of inoculating itself from middlemen and cults of personality, belief in first principles like the scientific method, proof and evidence, ability to protect itself from propaganda and change that's counterproductive, built-in governance system with Voltaire, where every person expects to have a voice. And the minute they see anything that's unfair, Spakra appears. The minute they see anything that's unfair, they talk about it immediately without fear of recourse or reprisal. That's the culture we've constructed. And that culture will reinforce and get stronger and stronger and stronger and become so big and so vast, it's impossible as a unit to break. It doesn't matter what happens to me. What happens to any of the founders of these things. We're irrelevant to the swarm, and it will eventually transform and overcome society. I'm so tired of the way things are. I really am. I'm tired of my monuments being burned to the ground by stupid children who have no clue what they're doing, that are being puppeteered and controlled by masters behind them for political purposes. I'm tired of a master class of people being able to run the world economy and tell us what to think and what to do, and a small group of people controlling the media and every element and making arbitrary decisions of who gets to win and who gets to lose, who gets to run for office, who gets to win in office, what choices I have. I didn't sign up for any of this. None of the American people did. I'm tired of it. They're tired of it. And we keep saying change, change, change. And I went to the ballot box with Ron Paul. People on the other political side of the spectrum went to the ballot box with Bernie Sanders. And 16 collective years of effort. And where did that get us? Where did it get us? Mitt Romney? John McCain? On their side, Hillary Clinton? Joe Biden? What will change? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only way to win is economics. So yeah, it's political. It's always been political. The name of the game isn't to make money. That's just, as I said, a fiction to control people, to convince people to get along, to keep power structures in place for the greater good of a small group. The way to change things is to become a swarm of locusts that you cannot eradicate and sweep through the land, changing everything as you go. Change the landscape as you go permanently. That's what we're doing. That's what cryptocurrencies have always been about. They're a revolution, a peaceful revolution of hearts and minds and society to make everything better. A new way of doing things. It carries with it new sets of problems, but it also carries with it a set of solutions to older problems that we are not getting solved. If that's not what you signed up for, then you really have to reevaluate why you're in crypto. Go buy Tesla stock. Go buy something else. There's plenty of high risk, high return assets out there and volatile things out there. This industry is not about making you rich. This industry is about transcending the money you have to replace it with new money. This industry is not about making a Fortune 500 business 12% more efficient. This industry is about getting rid of the Fortune 500 company and replacing it with structures that are bottom up as opposed to top down, hierarchical, and controlled by a small group of people who dominate and stick around forever. This industry is about transforming the way that people vote, work together, and collaborate. If these things aren't interested to you and you love the system as it is and you think that system's great, or you happen to be paid by the old system, then be advised that you happen to be inside the system that's going to get rid of the system you like. Okay, so abort and go somewhere else. Politics is in everything we do. It's in the DNA of everything we do. And the first lesson you learn is that politics today is theater. It's fiction to control people. Learn that first. And then the second lesson you learn is that the only way to affect real change is through economics. That's what brought the Soviet Union down. Not 60 years of shadow wars and spycraft and the threat of nuclear war and satellite conflicts in Vietnam and Afghanistan and all these things. It was economics. And you can never avoid that one universal truth. So this is at the root of all change. And it'll get us everything we fail to get in the ballot box.